As some of you might have figured with some of my comics, I have some issues. Oh, nothing really serious. Just basic anxiety, fears about the future during these uncertain times. I usually try to keep these emotions and feelings to myself, but I'm glad that when I do share them, you guys have been very understanding and supportive. Why bring this up? Well, I've been thinking a lot about what I can do about resolving at least some of this anxiety. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. I need money. Let me explain. One of the things that have really been making me struggle is trying to figure out where I want my art to go. I'm some odd 30 years old, and in my opinion, I should have started sharing my art at least a decade ago. I've always wanted my art to be an important part of my life and possibly part of a career, instead of it being just a hobby off to the side. I should have been working at this goal a long time ago, but back then I thought I could get schooling and network into a job in entertainment. Unfortunately, for various reasons, that plan fell through, and for easily 6 years I just kind of existed. Worked a full-time job, played video games, made and played 40k armies, and watched my shows. Eventually, I became tired of that lifestyle. I had no real direction with my life. So around 2020, I decided to start sharing my art online. And to my surprise, I found you and others who liked my art. I had an artistic style and ideas that you all liked. It has given me the courage to finally try to make this an independent career. But I'm still at the start of this goal. In fact, my recent anxiety is spurred on with trying to figure out how to handle my current predicament with needing a job to make a living, and how that conflicts with wanting to turn my art into a full-time job. I also found out how best I work. I realized I'm probably a little ADD. I get passionate about a project, but when I do so, I need to work that project out as quickly as possible. Because I found out that if it takes too long to get a project out to you guys, I lose a lot of enthusiasm and eventually slow to a snail's pace. For example, when I first started sharing art, I had started working on a Protomech fan comic based on the Battletech franchise. Within a short time frame, I had finished the first issue. But that was when I was unemployed, taking care of my sister when I had accomplished that. The majority of my day was free and I could funnel my efforts to get that done. But after that, and after I got a full-time job, I found that it was a whole lot harder to even get started on the next Protomech issue. And when I eventually started, it's taking a long time to get anywhere with it. It's been a whole year and I'm barely getting anything done with issue 2, and it's going to have to be a short issue. With the job interrupting my flow, I lost a lot of drive to finish the comic. I can finish it, but only if I can really get down and put the pedal to the metal, solely focus on it. But that's impossible with a full-time job, especially when I'm done with my job and I'm mentally exhausted from the day and I can barely work on anything. This type of schedule has only been able to allow me to work on standalone art pieces and very short projects. What's clear is if I want to really get anything done, I need to be self-employed. So, if I'm to be able to quit my job, I need a steady income. With how shaky an income can be for an independent artist, I have to divide two types of income. There is incremental currency, like one-time Ko-fi donations, commissions, convention booth profits, and other sporadic income sources. The money I get from these would be for obtaining better equipment for all the projects by me and my brother in the future. But if I want to live by myself, I will need a steady income that would have to be through a subscription service. That is why I have a Subscribestar, in order to have a monthly income that is more reliable. Finally, get to the part of the video that this is all about. Please, join my Subscribestar in order to support me and my work. I hashed it out. I figured how much it costs on average for me to live. I've made this into 2 goals to eventually reach. There's the first goal, the one for basic living. Currently, I live in a house where the rooms were converted into living spaces, where I have to share a bathroom and a kitchen. The cost of this rent, with food expenses and other costs, such as gas and internet, roughly comes to my first monetary goal. a monthly stipend of $870. And my next goal after that would be $1,400 a month. With $1,400, I can afford an apartment with a bathroom and all that just for myself. I'll have 3 different tiers of monthly payments: $5, $15, and $30. Sometimes I think I might be asking too much, but even I myself realize I usually spend that much for a little bit of entertainment on a monthly basis. And that's all I ask. If you're struggling paycheck to paycheck, please prioritize your own needs before mine. I have a job and I can provide for myself. I'm not destitute. But if you have some disposable income and you're willing to invest in my brand of entertainment, then please check out my Subscribestar. Now, time to talk about what is possible if enough people invest in my artistic endeavors. Protomech. Some of you will know me for my Battletech fan art. Battletech has been a big part of my love for mecha. The first comic I shared with anyone was a fan comic in the setting, the Protomech series, showing off what I love about Battletech. Being independent, I can continue this comic series. I plan for around 7 issues. I can also finally finish the Protomech animatic I've been working forever on. In fact, if you join my Subscribestar, you can see the rough draft video for the planned animatic. Also, with more time I can finish redesigning all the Protomechs. And with that, me and my brother could design 3D print files for Protomechs. The first one we have done is the Centaur Protomech, the poster mech of my fan comic. Right now, these 3D models are intended for 28mm scale, the same scale 40K uses. But with the incremental income from commissions, conventions, and Ko-fi, we can afford a resin printer so we can accurately make files for resin printing and smaller scale to fit within normal games of Battletech. So if anyone wants to play with Protomechs in the tabletop war game, they don't have to use the old metal minis. Although, I'll admit, I love their dirt design. Steel Rain. So with more time allowed by being an independent artist, I can finish the Steel Rain fan comic and other potential fan comics for Warhammer 40k. But what I can also do with more time is design 3D print files of my 40k ideas, such as the Tau battlesuits, or my Orc dreadnoughts. And it will be free to all of you. You hear that, GW? I'm helping to promote your product and the hobby. Okay, let's hope that helps sate the eldritch abomination that is GW Legal Team. Colony Wars 2060. One thing I really want to expand on is my Colony Wars 2060 setting. This is my idea of a whole franchise of a near-modern war, where mechs fight alongside tanks. Battles will take place between professional militaries, and there will be battles between those militaries fighting all manner of highwaymen, rebels, militias, and criminals. And also there will be hot babes for the setting. With a self-sufficient income, I can greatly expand this setting. I can finish the long-worked-on mech catalog. Think of Battletech Technical Readout, but for the 2060 setting, where I explain the history of all the well-known 2060 mechs, and flesh out the setting of 2060. In the future, I would like to put out multiple editions of the mech catalog. That way I can expand the setting further, detailing more factions, more mechs, and more pilots. I also want to do work on 2060 comics. These will be short stories in the setting, projects that wouldn't take me too long to finish. Through these stories I can build the world of 2060 and show you what the war is like for both the soldier and the rebel. I would also eventually like to make animatics for this military sci-fi. It could be short stuff that is closer to animation memes you might find on YouTube, and even possibly an animatic series that follows characters in the setting. One of the big things I would like to do is also create a whole series of lore videos here on YouTube. This will be a quick way for you to learn more about the 2060 setting. But most importantly, I want to create a wide selection of 3D printable models for the Colony Wars setting. I want to bring you a tabletop wargame experience for it, where you can choose what faction you like best, build an army from that faction's roster of mechs, vehicles, and infantry, and roll dice to conquer the colonies of 2060. There can even be a future pen and paper RPG rules and campaigns for something a little bit more narrative. Dice Wars. For now, all these models we'll be making can be used in Dice Wars, an easy-to-learn war game. This game is built for any model, figurine, gunpla, or toy you want to play with. The rulebook itself is nearing completion and will be available for on-demand printing, if you want a copy of the rules to put on your bookshelf. But we will also have the basic rules for free online on our website, realmechaslove.com. By the way, check that out. It has all of the content of all the artwork I've worked on and all of our models on an easy-to-find place. With more time, we can also create more supplements for this game, ranging from additional rules for adapting different models to the game, and rules for running wargame campaigns, and to create supplements for different model lines. We definitely want to have a Colony War supplement, where you can take the 3D models of the 2060 setting and have a game to run the variety of units and mechs. One supplement that I would like to someday create is for Titanfall, where we will create 3D printable models of infantry, titans, and pilots of the Titanfall franchise, and adapt Dice Wars rules to have fast-paced war games for the series. As you can see, I have so many ideas, but so little time. With your help, I can make my art a full-time job and bring you more art, more animatics, more lore, and more models. So once again, please join my Subscribe Star if you can. Check out the links below in the description, as well as the link to the other video describing different tiers of my Subscribe Star and its benefits, and how you can help build the Colony Wars 2060 brand. This has been RMIL, Real Mechas Love. Have a good one.